investigated for firing the FBI director by the man who told me to fire the FBI director. Witch hunt. What's he talking about?
The president issued that tweet on social media because of the report in the Washington Post from 5 anonymous sources, none of which, of course, anyone knows about, alleging that the president was under investigation in this purported expanded probe. The fact of the matter is the president has not been and is not under investigation. So this was his response via Twitter, via social media, was in response to the Washington Post piece with 5 anonymous sources. And by the way, John, 5 anonymous sources, they don't even identify the agencies upon which these individuals purportedly work. So the response there is clear, and I want to be very clear about this. The president is not and has not been under investigation.
How do you know?
Because we've received no notice of investigation. There's been no notification from the special counsel's office that the president is under investigation. In fact, to the contrary. What we know is what James Comey said, the last thing we know, when he testified just a couple weeks back, that the president was not and is not a target of an investigation.
Of course, there have been events since James Comey told him that. But is it your view, and just to educate viewers, that if you were under investigation, there would be an obligation for the special counsel to let you know? Couldn't you be under investigation and they're just not letting you know yet?
Well, look, I can't imagine a scenario where the president would not be aware of it. Number one, there's a serious constitutional issue here. I mean, I want you to think about the context upon which this would take place under the Washington Post's theory of the case. This is the Washington Post theory, that the President of the United States, after being advised by his Attorney General and the Office of the Deputy Attorney General, determined to remove James Comey from the FBI directorship. If the Washington Post leaks were correct, the President of the United States would be, if this was correct, under investigation for taking the action that the Department of Justice asked him to take.